Hello? Am I live? I'm live, right? Is the microphone picking up anything? Wait. Is the microphone picking up anything? Hello? Hello, hello? Oh, no. They're not. Because it's connected to my earbuds. Hello, hello? No. You can't hear anything right now. My bad. It's still not. Okay, I need to check something. Why is it not working? I don't know. None of the green stuff is showing up. I'm gonna go to another YouTube tab and check it out because there's like an audio bar thing and nothing is happening with it. My channel, study stream. Oh wait. Okay, so it is working. Never mind. It's working. Cool. Welcome to the third study stream of the, well, it's weekend now, so welcome to Saturday, USA. So we are now in our third study stream. This one's the last one's lasted about 2 hours and 30 minutes, so I'm really hoping I can get it to last longer because now I'm doing it at a more earlier time. Usually I do it around like 5 o'clock because before school I'm usually doing chores, eating, stuff like that, before I can actually sit down and actually do some actual studying. But now, I'm sorry, I have some food. I like eating snacks as I study. But now, I actually do not have any chores. I don't need to really do anything. And I can actually just sit down and do the things that I need to do for school and stuff. My hair is wet. I also need a shower. I haven't showered today. I should probably do that later. But yeah, that's about it. Okay, instead of going like on a jargon of what I've done, now I'm just gonna go straight to studying. Sweet. I'll do that. Going to make the screen smaller. Smaller. I wish I could flip screens. Anyways, yep, here we go. So, what I was researching. With split brain. Could be everything had any level. Results explain that there is indeed a difference between the two hemispheres. Eating Cheerios. Wait, I don't understand. Why does it only work with right-handed patients? So it says, I'll just read the whole thing. So it's giving a summary of the main results from the split brain experiment by, what was his name? Sperry? It was Gazzanga. I think, I don't know why they make Gazzanga the main person that was for the association, because it seems like Sperry was the one that did all the work. I'm not sure how Gazzanga contributed, but it might. I'm sure Gazzanga did contributed, but it seems like Sperry did a lot of, at least maybe, the forefront work. Mm. So it says when participants were presented with an image in one half of their visual field and then presented with the same image in the other half of the visual field, they responded as if they never seen the image before. So they were both tasked to look forward and only forward in order to not divert their focus to any side. They only ever flash the object instead of showing it still on a screen. So they flashed these two images, and the participants who had their hemispheres connection disconnected thought they reacted as if they never seen the image before. If the same image was presented in the original visual field, the participants were able to recognize the image as one that they had seen before. I'm sorry, I'm bad with enunciations. Participants were not able to give a description of an image that was presented to the left-hand side of the visual field. Because the left side is the image was either not noticed or just appeared as a flash. While they could respond non-verbally by pointing with their left hand to a matching picture or selecting an object presented among the collections of other pictures and objects, this of course only works with right-handed participants. That's something I don't understand. So maybe if I keep reading, I'll study gain some sort of premonition. Or, not premonition, but study the version correctly. Hoping a moment. If two symbols were presented simultaneously if two symbols were presented simultaneously, I know I said that wrong, one on either side of the visual field, a dollar sign on the left, and a question mark on the right, and the participant was required to draw with their left hand, shooted from their own view. So I'm guessing like this, or whether they made them look up and then write it. What they had seen, they would draw the left visual field symbol. Okay, so if they had to write on their left and they saw the image in their left, with their left hand, they would draw that symbol. Okay. If they were required to say what they had just drawn, the participants would say by name the right field symbol. So how the experiment went, so the results of this specific experiment right here was that the participant couldn't see what they were drawing, whether they were blindfolded or just simply asked to look up, I don't know, but they just couldn't see what they were drawing, and they were required to draw with their left hand. And the thing that they drew was what they saw on the left side of the screen when it flashed, and so they drew that. Well, it was the left side of the screen. There were two things that flashed. It was a dollar sign, and then was a question mark. When they were asked to see what they saw on the left side, they drew with their left hand a dollar sign, but when they were asked what they thought they drew question mark, which is interesting. Mm-mm. Mm. 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 Something. Mm. Objects put in the participant's hand for identification by touch to be described or named in speech or writing if they were in the right hand. But if placed in the left hand, the participant would either only make wild guesses or even appear to be unaware that anything at all was present. However, if the object was taken from the left hand and placed in a grab bag or was scrambled among other test items, the participant was able to stretch out and retrieve with their left hand. So I'm guessing probably most of these participants are probably like right-handed or something. That's just a wild guess. They don't say specifically why. It was always in the right. Why putting things in the right? Well, maybe it has something to do with the hemispheres. I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna stop putting my opinions and theories on it. But pretty much what they said was that whenever they put a object in the right hand, people could describe it perfectly. They knew what it was, blah 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 blah. But when the same thing was done with the left, they couldn't tell anything about it at all. However, when they put this object back in like a random bag and put it full of random objects, the person could perfectly get that object that was in their left hand from the bag. Which is curious indeed. Is this my connection's bad? Why, Frodo? Why? Watch my stream because I hate when that happens. There we go. Right? Yeah, I didn't get disconnected. Okay, let's keep going. An interesting example of lateralization. I don't know what lateralization means. I've seen this word everywhere. I've seen this word often. Oh, I didn't have it every day. Lateralization show be largely under the control of one or other side of the brain. So it looks here that the right side has more control over the whole brain than the left does, even though it usually goes right has control of the left side and left has control of the right side. Hmm. An interesting example of lateralization of function is when two different objects were placed in each hand at the same time and then removed and hidden for retrieval in a scrambled pile of test items. Each hand hunted down through the pile and searched out its own object. During the search, each hand was seen to explore, identify, and reject the item for which the other hand was searching. Okay, so even though the hemispheres are cut off, so the left and right, their thing is complete. Their what is it called? Let me look through my notes. Their where is it? Their corpus callosum. I butchered that. Their corpus callosum, the thing that was connecting the left brain to the right brain, although although it's disconnected, the left brain is still constantly taking control of the right in images and realizations, and the right brain is still constantly taking control of the left, so they're not completely unaware of what the other has seen. And now they're enacting it, trying to find what the other has seen, which is really cool, even though their corpus has been disconnected, that they can actually do something like that. Wait, no. I completely butchered that. I'm sorry. No, I didn't. No, it's not like that. I don't know how to read. It's a bit confusing. So during the search, each hand was seen to explore, identify, and reject the item which the other hand was searching. So they were not searching for the other items. They were searching for their own items. So the left side was searching for the right. No, the left side was searching for the left, and the right side was searching for the right. Then I don't understand how the left side could have drawn a question mark if it was the right side's visual thing. I'm confused. This is confusing. Mm. So, unlike other people that were able to do this, that had to do this probably like one by one, they were able to use their hands simultaneously to find the item. Which I don't think it says here that highly unusual tasks and this would have no advantage in the real world. I think it would because then maybe it could give way to being ambidextrous and like multitasking by being able to use both your hands and by doing the same task. I wish they tried to do something like that. Just to, oh my god, double the efficiency or something. Probably do like, could this person keyboards and was one keyboard for each hand, and they all add a sentence simultaneously and see what happens. I think that would be interesting. Or maybe like the dominant hand would still win, but I think that may be something to mark off. Just to check. Just check. So the disconnection did not affect their intelligence or their personality. They were still the same. Maybe it was simply mobile functions that were a little bit difficult. Oh, the surgery did have an effect on the short-term memory. It harmed their short-term memory and limited concentration spans and orientation problems. So they had a harder time to focus, basically. Mm, evaluation. So the strength of this experiment is that they did a lot of smaller experiments inside in order to test the hypothesis. That it was not only for a qualitative approach, but it was quantitative. So they were gaining data in multiple ways that weren't like they didn't mean anything or they would harm the experiment. They all helped the experiment in one way or another by giving them data that was relevant. On the other hand, the case study is a qualitative method of data collection which is concerned with describing meaning. It is argued that when the case study loses on reliability against the term of validity, thus the combination of methods allowed for the collection of statistically reliable information to enhance information about the research participants' explanations. Major criticism is that the sample size is so small, only 11 participants, so it may not be a good judge of overall of people that do have this connection. Okay, so the 11 split brain patients were not all the same in terms of the disconnection. Some were less disconnected than others, some were more. And so their experience was not like very similar to each other. So to Sperry, his thoughts were that the left brain and the right brain are independent of each other. They do their own functions, they do their own tasks, independent of one another. Other psychologists say that no, left and right brain always have a certain level of teamwork. And they always do tasks together no matter what they might be. They have a video. Let's watch it. I'll watch it. 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
This is Roger Sperry. Roger Sperry is responsible for some major discoveries about the two brain hemispheres and how they are responsible for different things. He first experimented on animals to observe the hemisphere functions. Soon, epilepsy treatments were available. The process involved splitting the corpus callosum. When Sperry heard this, he jumped at the opportunity to experiment.
If I can study the effect of splitting the brain in animals, why not study the effect on humans? I can then assess the independent functions of the hemispheres of the brain.
To fully understand Sperry's experiment, you must first know the functions of the hemispheres. The left hemisphere controls logical thinking, good for reading, writing, and problem solving. The right hemisphere controls creativity, which allows it to easily identify pictures. You must also know that the hemispheres correspond to the opposite sides of the body. The left hemisphere goes to the right, and the right hemisphere goes to the left. Got all that? Great. Let's move on with Sperry's experiment.
Wait. So is it no matter what? The left will always control the right and the right will always control the left? I don't know. I can't tell.
You flash pictures or words on either the right or left side of the dot. If a word is flashed to the right side, the left hemisphere senses it and the patient with split brain is able to identify it. The same applies to a picture that is flashed to the right side of the dot. If it goes to the left hemisphere, the patient is easily able to name it.
Okay. So it's no matter what, the left can always conduct. The left will always be able to see the right, and the right will always be able to see the left. In their function.
If the picture is flashed to the left side, though, the patient with split brain is unable to read it because the creative right hemisphere is unable to read it.
Oh! Never mind, the left can always see the right, but the right was not always able to tell the left. Why?
Or say it out loud. The patient can draw this picture, though, with their left hand and then name the object.
So they had to use their left, so they were able to draw the object, but not able to tell what it was with their left hand. So the right still has function over the left. It's not in sight.
Even though the patient can't name it, their left hand is able to draw out the picture of the stimulus. For example, if you were a patient with split brain and these images were flashed to you, you would immediately be able to name the wheel. You wouldn't be able to identify the car until you drew it out with your left hand. After seeing your drawing, you would recognize the picture. This experiment proved to Roger Sperry that the hemispheres work individually, and the corpus callosum connects the activities so that they can work as one cohesive device. When the corpus callosum is split, though, the hemispheres constantly battle one another when they see a stimulus. It is extremely difficult to complete everyday tasks for split brain patients because their hemispheres are constantly switching back and forth from one to the other, from a logical perspective to a creative one, instead of working together.
Okay. So with split brain patients, they probably had a more difficult time of comprehending things. Not like they don't understand, it's just that they had to take more time in comprehending what they were seeing or like reading, because their two brains, instead of working together, must have to work apart from each other. And therefore, it takes more time for the split brain people to comprehend exactly what they're doing or seeing or focusing on, because they're always taking so much time in actually trying to understand. Won't I just repeat it in even different ways 4 times already? But yeah. I should keep this away from me. This don't even taste that great. You're not like sweet or anything. It's just so basic. But I like basic. I'm gonna put some music on. Wait, I'm putting music on now. Indeed. Love me, love me, love me. Say that you love me, hold me, hold me. Say that you love me, love me. Say that you love me, hold me, hold me. Say that you love me. Did I post a short? Dying. What should I play? What should I play? What should I play? Oh my god! I'm gonna play the Megalobox soundtrack. Megalobox soundtrack. It is so good. Give me it. I'm so sorry. It's so loud. Can people hear this well? This is a 30-second delay. Okay. Maybe it'll be better if I play it on my phone. I won't. I'm too tired for that. Let's make it a little bit louder. Yeah, we'll go with that. Nothing else too loud. Ah! There we go. That part right there kind of sounded like the Gravity Falls game. Okay, I think I'm just gonna start writing it out. Results of the experiment. I don't think it had a full grasp. Results display that there is indeed a difference between the two hemispheres. While experimenting, the psychologists found that I don't know how to spell. I forgot this part though. While experimenting, the psychologists found that the two I don't know. While experimenting, the psychologist found that the segregation. No, the separation. Found that the left hemisphere still had that control of the right side perception, but the right hemisphere was not able to perceive the left side's perception without physically looking for or drawing it out. Meaning that the right side needed something more tangible in order to truly recognize it. Recognize the object that was displayed. Ooh, my last name. Not me. Oh, me. I probably did it. Conciseness where? Just. What do you mean 94? Oh. 90% of them chose not to go over the cliffside, even when the crash, blah blah blah. It's also clear that there is indeed a difference between the two hemispheres. While expanding the black has found that the left hemisphere is not control of the right side perception, but the right hemisphere is not able to receive the left side information without quickly looking for or drawing it out, meaning that the right side needed something more tangible to truly recognize the object that was displayed. It was also observed that. Let me go back. It was also observed that like I said, the left hand yeah, so this just solidifies. I was going back to the paragraph that was talking about putting an object in the left hand. It was going back when putting an object in the right hand and the left hand, and if you were able, and like the left side was able to see it and people were able to describe it, but when placed in the right hand, which is controlled, but if placed in the left hand, the participants were not able to conceive it. Yeah. I'm a little bit confused about that one experiment about retrieving each other's hands in like a mess of other objects. I'm a little bit confused on that. So what I am assuming, what I'm thinking is that so right is controlled by left. My right hand controlled by my left brain. And each hand handled through the time. During the search, each hand was seen explore, identifying first the item for which the other hand was searching. Okay. So the left side was able to perceive an object that they needed, and when the left hand found that object, they were like, "Okay, no, this isn't the object I need." Instead of like, "Oh, this is one of the objects I need," and it's the vice versa for the right side. They rejected what the right hand needed, and they only accepted what their left hand needed instead of being like, "Oh, I need both of these." However, it was seen that both, so like the right hand needed the object, that the left brain said that they needed, and the left hand needed the object that the right hand said that they needed. But they thought it would maybe slow it down, but instead it actually propelled the rate at which they finished the task. Okay, I think I understand it now a little bit better. Okay. Meaning that the right hand needed more. It was also observed that the right hemisphere was only able to pick out the object that it needed when it was searching for that object while it was mixed in with other items. This is very badly worded. I don't care though. Vice versa, the left hemisphere only chose the object that it needed instead of the two recognizing they needed both objects. Even if it was in different hands. This is so confusing. I'm gonna look back and listen to like, what the fuck? Okay. It's proved that both hemispheres have different perceptions and functions that performed independent of each other. Functions. Prisms, however, were that there were only 11 subjects. 11 subjects. They all have varying levels of disconnection. Oh, this might not be universal for all. You guys want to look at my screen? Can I do that? Let me look at you guys on my screen. No screen share. I'm using the YouTube streaming. No. Why do I not do the thing that I want to do? Pop-up chat. What's pop-up chat? Oh, separate chat. I like separate chat. Nice. Separate chat is nice. Okay, so I remember that there were only 11 subjects and that they had all varying level of disconnection, meaning that this might not be universal for all disconnected hemisphere patients. Another week of the experiment was that it had no equal volatility. Okay, next one is Rosenthal. Rosenthal effect. Associated with Rosenthal, but also investigated by Lenore Jacobson. What was the hypothesis? This is one of my favorite tracks. Ah, so good. Is this samples track? Genesis, which track is this? Yeah, sexual. Bum. Okay, let's go back to studying. We enjoyed a masterpiece that was a best. So good. Okay, Rosenthal. What the fuck did Rosenthal do? Self-fulfilling affirmation effect.
名前もない過去も未来もない今しかない何も変わらない無意味に生きる日みたい俺らはここで一体何が自分の存在の証明かって葛藤
So is the self-fulfilling prophecy is the how do you say it? So wait, the self-fulfilling prophecy and the Pygmalion effect are two same things. I'm assuming from this graphic, I'm assuming that the self-fulfilling prophecy and the Pygmalion effect are two in the same, two in the one. They had sex with both. A sociological term in a prediction itself will make it come true. So a person's expectation will most definitely affect a person's behavior in a positive, if positive, and negative. A self-fulfilling prophecy can be the placebo effect, when a person experiences beneficial outcomes because they expect an active lookalikes of them the treatment to work, even though it has no medical effect. The brain can do mysterious things. In the classroom, a self-fulfilling prophecy occurs when a teacher holds expectations for its students, which through social interaction causes students' behavior such as drastic unfair that originate false but no true expectation. For example, lower expectations and higher for students of lower answers from disadvantaged backgrounds and high expectations of the middle-class students. There are two types of self-fulfilling prophecies. Self-imposing prophecies occurred when your own expectations influence your actions. Other imposed prophecies occur when others' expectations influence your behavior. All things you value can cause this prophecy. The Pygmalion effect is a type of utter imposed self-fulfilling prophecy that states the way you treat someone to directly on how their person acts. If another person thinks something will happen, they may consciously or unconsciously make it happen through their actions or inactions. Okay. So pretty much, you think good, good will happen. If you think bad, bad will happen to you. And let's all this and go straight to the Pygmalion effect. Our actions towards others impact others' beliefs about us, and those beliefs will somehow affect us in our actions and our beliefs about ourselves. Okay, so the hypothesis was the pair was investigating whether or not people's allergic to teachers students. What? Last time, think about this amazing. I should stretch more. The pales are smaller. People can take it. Yay! And it's already much. Okay. What happened? Wait, what happened? I think it's kind of glitchy. I'm taking some time. What's going on? Everything's back in sync. Wait. Ow. 生风，有个人。当当当当。哇！Meta gives me a tan. Boom, boom. Wow. No. What does not move with you? How can I? I need to pee.
Be back in a minute.
Maybe two. Maybe three. All you said. Be back soon.
Let's go ギア Let's go あいつはやべえむき出しの本性尊上空のやつには真似できない根性目指せジョーレコで目にガチくこの悲惨なエリアキャラゲリラ下克上俺らの夢を叶えてくれよ Street dreams are made of these そうさ誰も期待も予想もしてないそう限界な展開高めの男で空見抜けないジョーカー半端ないジョーカー So final one 何がフェイク何がリアル見せつけてやれよ生の時間腹が一貫最速で到達ストレート一発で到達